What is up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 5 in my SEMA Saga series. This one is absolutely insane. I say that every video because they are all high stress, high intensity. This one literally comes down to the final hours. Does everything go perfectly? Absolutely not. Do we have things that fail? Absolutely. And I want to rip my hair out. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this episode. If you guys have not already followed me on Instagram or TikTok, my ads will be on the screen. And if you haven't caught up with any of these other videos, go ahead and click in that right hand corner because you're gonna want to get caught up before this episode, so it all makes sense. If you guys have not checked out my brand that I just released, Race Supply, you guys can now get your t-shirt, Fuel Your Passion t-shirt with the Cayman on it. These shirts are absolutely sick. They come in black, white, and green. I'm super stoked with the release and the launch of these t-shirts. We also have stickers of the Cayman, which I'm super stoked on as well. If you guys want to support me, support the channel, that is the best way to do so. Or just subscribe. Subscribing goes a long way. Sharing these videos goes a long way. If you can't support by getting a sticker or a t-shirt. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another SEMA process in the SEMA journey. It is T-5 days before this thing needs to get loaded up on a trailer. And of course, we still don't have any side vents. We don't have the splitter. We don't have the diffuser. We don't have the wing right now because it's getting clear coated. And our setup looks like this. Horrendous. So I had a really ambitious air setup that I want to do. I know a lot of people are going to roast me after how much work and effort I've done on this car. I know that can showcase craftsmanship. I know it can showcase creativity. It's just not something I really care about. It's just a showpiece. It serves no point of function other than to look good. I mean, I guess you can argue that with the carbon roof and all these other things. I think I'm pretty much going to make it look like how it already is, except this entire thing in carbon, and clean up this god-awful, this atrocious monstrosity of, what the fuck is that, right? And, you know, we hid most of our work back here, which is like, Jesus Christ, right? I have everything labeled on a sheet of paper. I know what all this stuff does. Now it's time to build an actual harness. An actual plug connector set has 708 pieces to create an actual electrical harness. We have the crimp tool for it. We have Alex Tech expandable sleeving for wiring looms and harnesses. We're going to be building a custom wiring harness that allows this to easily be plugged in and taken out and look good. And it's going to be hidden as well. I got to release all the air out of this, release all the air out of the bags, and start working on this harness. Forgot how heavy this was. Time to start labeling. That's what I'm talking about. Horrific. Let me shine a light on this for you. Oh my god. It was just temporary. Just temporary. All these excess wires. Sheesh. Time to make this right. Pretty sure this can come out now. Yep. Okay, all this. Crazy. Alright, so I've been out here for a few hours now. The biggest task is just building a roadmap of how I want to build the harness and just being meticulous. Here is the first completed harness. This is my negative cable. I used to have a bunch of negative cables, so I condensed them all into one. Now there's only 4 negative leads, where you can see there's 2 plugs right here for the power and ground for the compressors, a single ground signal wire for the management, and then the negative clip for the ECU. The ECU actually has 2 negative points, and I combined them into a single pin. So instead of having 5, there's 4, and also on the connection, physically on the bolt wise, there will only be one right here. I've also put this trick wire sheathing on, so this is what the connector looks like. I really like these connectors. They go together really well. They all have weather sealing. This box, I believe, is only like 35 bucks from Amazon, so it's not bad. Here are all these connectors. And what I've completed here, this is our main ECU harness. As you guys can see, so what I'm doing right here, these are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm constantly putting power and ground on 2. So power is 1, ground is 2, and then 3 and 4 are just going to be however I want to run my signal wires. Obviously, I already have these things. 3 is going to be my relay. 4 is going to be my signal from the ECU or from power, like when to cut on and when to not work. What else do we have? See, on the compressors, I have them labeled C2 and C1, so I know what they're separated, but I have this heat shrink on the end here, so this wire is all black. You do not see black and red wires anymore. Here is our power and our ground into this connector, and it just clips in like that. Obviously, this end still doesn't have the power in it, but you guys can see right here. It looks super good. Very proud of that. What I've decided I'm gonna do is have this board a little elevated, drill holes through it with grommets, and run the wires underneath so they can run up through the board and clip into what they need to clip into. Still trying to tidy up this a little bit, but it's not nearly as chaotic as it was before. What I need to do is take my relay signals, because I bridged the relay signal. I guess if that makes any sense. So I bridged the relay signals together because I have 2 relays because I have 2 compressors. However, the signal to the ECU is 1, so they act as 1. So I bridge that signal, both compressors kick on. And then I need to finish the power cables for the compressors, which is not bad. It won't be as tidy as I want it, because I have signals running from all different areas, and I won't be able to create one central base. It's going to be tucked behind, and it will be very minimal, and it won't be all chaotic. You'll have a clear plug of what goes where, and it will just unclip. So this should be very simple plug and play is what I'm trying to do, so this can be taken in and out whenever it needs to be serviced, and it looks clean. So you know what's crazy is I'm doing all this work for SEMA to make sure that this plug is like an OEM spec quote-unquote thing, where this is weather sealed even though it's inside the car, and it has proper plug connections, like automotive grade plug connectors on here. And this is the shit that nobody's ever gonna see. It is what it is. Whenever somebody purchases this car, if I ever sell it, it will be professional. I will know it's professional. You guys will know it's professional. Day 2 of building the wiring harness and doing the trunk setup. So, little update. We picked up the wing from Clear. And it may not look much different to you guys right here on camera, but this thing is so glossy. It's just like the roof. So we can see ourselves in here. We can see ourselves in here. So clear. It looks so good. Once that's out of the way, where we last left off, I had made this wiring harness. I had added these plug extensions. I had made this. And this is where we really fucked up. I tried using this wire that was a little too thick because I ran out of red positive wire, which I had to go pick up. Right here, some 16 gauge wire. What I did, obviously you could see right here. This one has a connection on the end of it. This one does not. This one used to have a connection on it. Do you want to take a guess at where that's at? Of course you guessed it. In the fucking connector that I put it in, because I'm a big dumb idiot. And now, one of these connectors is fucking ruined because I put the piece in here. It's not ruined. It can be quote unquote depinned, however, I don't know how. So it looks like I got a little bit of practicing to do. I'm going to sacrifice one of these pins that I have here and try to depin it, but the problem is I don't even have a wire to pull out to depin. I have to pull out the pin itself. Don't really know how that's going to work. We also have to conserve battery life on this camera because I left this camera on and it died. I've had a crazy chaotic day today, which I was not planning on. I was hoping today would be smooth, but it wasn't. It is now 7:30 and we're just getting started on this. Yeah, today is a day. Today's a day. But we're getting this done nonetheless. We have to be at the shop tomorrow getting our tires on at 7:30 a.m. So this thing needs to be moving no matter what. So that's basically it. Needs to move. So the moment of truth. I've successfully remade this little harness right here into a 16 gauge wire like I should have done initially. And now it's time to plug these two end connectors into the harness. Done. As you can see, this is going to sit underneath just like this, underneath the board, and we have our harness very clean. We have our positive harness, we have our negative harness, then bridged together. This is a negative. We have our main loop with our power to our ECU, our ground to our ECU, our signal for the relays, and our ECU signal that we need. And then we obviously have the corresponding plugs already on the tank. See the compressor already loomed up. This is just excess shit. And then our other loom right here. So the harness is completed. I may need to thin some of the other wiring harnesses out, and what I mean by that is just not even thinning them out, is just shortening them because they're really long, but I won't know that until I make the complete setup here. But as far as like the harness part goes, this used to be a crazy rat's nest, and now as you guys can see, everything's pretty well organized. This is like OEM harness stuff. And this right here, this trunk, is literally the only thing that we have. And look at all these plug connectors, which is super nice. Everything else is tucked back here behind the carpet and wound up pretty nicely. So I'm very happy with that. So with the carpeting back in, that little notch, this is all that's exposed. See that? Super clean. Very excited. Now I just need to build this whole template out. Alright everybody, we're back! I'm back, Steven's back. Steven's been here through a lot for this process recently, and today you guys are going to be learning from good old Steve here. Okay, step one, to get a proper measurement for your trunk setup. So if you guys don't know, we have that carbon sheet all the way back there. And we're going to be cutting that shape out to use it for the floorboard for the trunk for the air management system that we got over here.
Pretty much for templating, this is a foam board, the next best thing past cardboard. It's easy to cut, and as you can see, it holds structure very well unless you purposely try to bend it. First step with it is going to be trying to get a very rough basic shape, test fit into the trunk, and then start trimming around the edges to get a more ideal fitment.
While Steven lays this up, we're going to go get our handy dandy Sharpie. Do you want purple or green? Coincidentally...
Oh, Jesus.
After you get your rough shape, this is what we're going to look like.
It's obviously a little bit big.
Yeah, that's what she said, huh? It's a little too big.
A little too big. The shape just needs some refining, but it's getting there.
And just like that, Steven's been doing all the work right now. From what I just witnessed, Steven's a wicked master at templating. So far, this is what we have. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. I'm not going to take credit for anything with this template because Steven has done all this work, so hit Steven up for all your templating needs.
No.
He'll do it?
No.
He'll come to your house?
Nope.
And he'll do...
Please. One thing I'm saying on this though is...
It's a tad bit different.
It is.
It is not symmetrical, see?
No, it's not. Because
as you can see, this is much more aggressive.
You go from this corner right here down to this corner. It's about 4 inches.
And that's
6.
Yep.
2 inch difference. Not symmetrical.
It's not symmetrical. R.I.P.
See what I mean about the back and forth of like you think it's gonna work, but then it doesn't work.
Yep. Sudden realization. And we're back. Steven finally made this entire template. It's just sitting around doing nothing. But this is what the majority of our template looks like right now.
You can see how you started from nothing and now you have the actual shape. When you're dealing with custom parts to fit, you're always gonna have to deal with time.
Yep. And Steven's Instagram will be right here if you need any templating services. He will gladly come to your house and do it by himself. I wish these were all going to come out before SEMA. Just because there's not enough time for me to go to work, come work on this car, and then go home and edit. We managed to turn a Home Depot run into a 4-hour extravaganza.
Yeah.
Don't know if you guys can see back there, but it's fucking dark out of those windows. We went out, got an MDF board, we got new hardware. What we need to do is cut this MDF, transfer all the mounting holes from this to the MDF, cut that board, transfer all the holes from the MDF to the carbon. Can we get this done before 10?
No.
Steven, you were supposed to say yes.
I'm not being optimistic this time. Last time I was optimistic, it added like 4 hours.
I'm gonna roll my eyes because I definitely don't want to do that again. Okay, I figured I would update you guys because I'm doing a real bad job at documenting what's happened. Well, number one, Steven and I almost set the garage on fire because we decided to cut MDF with a cutoff wheel. Don't do that. So this is what the MDF board is looking like right now. We have all of the holes drilled out. We have the hole where we're going to lay the wiring. We have the notch where the wiring is going to come back in and plug into the harness. And we have the notch right here for the entirety of the harness that's going to plug right here. And we also have these 3 holes to mount the secondary carbon access panel. That's going to be right here covering the rest of where this wiring loom will be. It's been a lot of work. This is the mess that we have going on right now. Steven's making more templates.
Final templates.
It is 11:18. We haven't even traced the template onto the carbon sheet yet. There are some wins. Like I said, we made the MDF board. I also got all of the interior pieces back in. So all this stuff is back in, fits. I dropped a bolt in the side of this. We got a magnet, we got it out. Everything's bolted in proper. We're making a lot of progress, right, Steven? That's a no comment for Steven. This is what this is like. This is literally a press to fit. It's so tight. That's what, wow. Look at this. Measured up to the T with the overhang for the freaking access panel. And here we go. Access, oh my god, look at that fitment. This is the trunk setup. So clean. This template is amazing, Steven.
Lots of arts and crafts today.
Yeah, lots of arts and crafts today. Look at this. A night that we said we wouldn't do, it's midnight. Steven, I hope you're not late for work tomorrow. Here we are, back for another day, and I brought my miter saw, hand jigsaw, something. Don't remember what this is called. We're here to cut the carbon right now. Today has been a bit stressful, to say the least, because I just worked a full day. It's 7:10 right now, and I'm just getting in. It is now Thursday, and we have 2 days, Friday, Saturday, to work, and Sunday at 4 a.m. this thing gets on a trailer. And he stopped talking, period. And stop talking to you guys, unfortunately, and I need to just work and get this thing cut out and finished. So yeah, I still need to pick up the front splitter, rear diffuser, and side vents and figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get all those on, bolt the under panels on. A lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of work. We have our carbon sheet right here, and then we have our access panel right here. That will be bolted right there, clean into the MDF. We have holes drilled into the board, right here drilled into the board where all the wires come out. As you guys can see, the ECU is free floating right now, but those will be tucked in, but it's looking great. The most tragic part about this, we really needed to get this in tonight to air up the car, because the car is stuck like this. Tonight's Thursday, we have Friday, Saturday, then it needs to be on a trailer. And we still don't have the front splitter, rear diffuser, the vents, or anything else. The flat panel under trays on, or the front grille, none of that. And none of that shit can even start to begin if the car can't get jacked up, so this needs to be done. We can't mount the compressors. Why? Because we fucked up. These bolts are too short, unfortunately, and do not reach all the way through the compressor into the nutsert. That is tragic to find out at 11 o'clock at night. However, this is the first night that I could call it quits and go home early and actually sleep. I have not slept at all. I'm on 2 Red Bulls, no sleep, and a fucking dream, baby. If you guys know what I'm referencing, fucking TikTok. Okay. We did, however, get our bits back from carbon, the rear diffuser and the vents. We have carbon around the outside of the vent, and then the inside of the vents are black. They're two-toned. I think this looks really good. When we stick this thing in here like this, whew, that carbon accent with that black, this thing just freaking pops. It looks so dramatic. Time constraints. We had to get creative with the carbon because we were not going to be able to do the whole entire piece in carbon. So, what we have here, boom. As you guys can see, this whole side in carbon. It's pretty sick. Carbon on the top, carbon on the inside. What we did was break up the carbon, and we did the center section black. I'm actually really excited and stoked about it. Even though it's not perfect, I'm happy with this. Tomorrow we have to pick up our front splitter as well, and then everything will be in our possession, and we just need to install it. I think we're done for tonight. Unfortunately, stopped by bolts that are too short. Tragic. Good morning. T-minus 42 hours. I call that a work. The car is not running. We have 42 hours to get this thing onto a trailer. And I officially got the bolt, finish off this tank setup. We got quite a bit of work ahead of us, so let's get it. Okay, this battery's gonna die, but look at, we're in here, baby. It is a freaking carbon panel. This is airing up. I don't think that there's any leaks. Okay, it's been a little while. It's been a few hours. The car's not in the garage anymore. Since I've last spoken to you guys, we've gotten the vents in. The rear diffuser is on. Oh, and we have the wing on. Obviously, as you guys can see, the wing's on. And we have the trunk set up. This full carbon trunk setup. Carbon. The access panel right here. What we're gonna do right now, jack up this car and put the flat panel under trays in the back. The one thing we are missing right now, is our front splitter, our grille, and our flat panel under trays for the front. 508 right now, 508. So we got some time. We can put these on quick. We have a rental truck from U-Haul at 7 to get the front splitter, pick it up, and bring it out here. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff I haven't shown you guys. The whole front end is disassembled. Front bumper flares, everything. What I have done here, I put on the front splitter, so we went and picked this up yesterday. The splitter is kind of like the rear diffuser. It's not perfect. It is what it is. It's now time to put the bumper on the car. I had to stop and pause right now. Sick. Flat panels are on. Look amazing in the satin black. Something I can't shake. And I just have a smile on my face because I just officially put every bolt on this car that ever needed to be bolted on. Not a single time ever has this car had every single bolt on it bolted down tightly exactly where it needed to be. This is a crazy feeling. It's not completely bolted in, but I'm gonna be tightening down the fenders right now, and we are going to be, for the first time ever, finishing this car. Is it perfect? No. But everything I wanted to get done, all the carbon pieces, everything in theory, even if it's not perfect, is here and on in the way that I intended it to be. It's a crazy feeling. And I just want to take this in right before SEMA. We have approximately 20 hours before this thing needs to be loaded onto a trailer and going to SEMA for my first time ever. It's coming together. The headlights aren't in. Everything. I'm gonna stop talking and let me finish it. All that time and effort, months, this whole year of freaking building this thing. Everything that I envisioned is done, and we finished it before SEMA with time to spare. We fucking made it. All of that for this. It's not perfect and not exact, but I just don't even know what to think. I don't know. I can't express how much time and effort and literally this took all of my being, the stress, the constant talking back and forth and coordinating with all the people that this needed to happen and learning all the stuff I needed to learn in order to make this become a reality. Meanwhile, I worked a full-time job. I dealt with my own shit at home, like everyday life on top of trying to make this was just insane. I don't do this for a business. I don't have my own shop. I bounce back and forth in between my parents' house, my buddy's house, Kyle's shop, anywhere that I could, building this fucking car. Spending so much money, so much time, so many nights where stressing and losing sleep and not trying to figure out how I can make things happen in the background. I'm not saying monetarily, but I funded this all myself. What I hope that this does is genuinely, the reason that I built it is, yes, I wanted it, but two, I wanted this to open some doors for me. I wanted to put something out there built to an exceptional level of quality, showcasing something that I'm capable of doing, because I want to be in this industry. I want to do this stuff. I want to continue to keep going to SEMA, and I want to build cars. I want to do things to entertain people as well. I want to continue to making videos. I want to make this YouTube channel grow. I would love to just be in this space where I could make videos and build cars like this and do this all the time. And I feel like this is a step in that direction. I spent all this time and money and I think minus the monetary value, all of the things that I've learned and gained from this is so invaluable. The partnerships that I've made, the places that I've been. It's just such a big learning experience with every project. And I only want to continue to keep getting better. And I hope this going to SEMA is what puts me on the map, per se, to open up doors for me to continue doing this. Because realistically, this is a very expensive hobby. If I'm just going to be a hobbyist, spending all this time and effort and money on this, like, is not lucrative, does not make sense, and like honestly doesn't allow me to progress anywhere else in life because I'm spending so much money on the cars and everything like that. So I'm just trying to be transparent and I don't know, tell you guys just how I'm feeling in this moment. Like, the clock is fucking ticking. I need to go. I need to watch this thing. We're supposed to be out at Rap Legacy getting the decals on it, and I pushed them back. I'm just sitting here just reflecting on everything that I've fucking done. So, I need to go home and pack, because I have not packed a single thing. It's just surreal. I'm like so excited, and we're not even at SEMA yet. Like, just to be in this garage looking at this, I have a huge fucking mess behind me. If this is anything to anybody, this is your sign. If this is something that you want to do, or there's other passions that you have out there you want to do, get off your fucking ass, man. Get off your ass and go do it. Go fucking do it. Do it to 110, 120, 200% of your ability. When you think you're tapped out, keep fucking going. If you're truly, truly passionate about it, and this is the way that I feel, that success will find you. I'm not saying this because I'm at the top and I'm successful. I'm saying that because this is the passion and the fuel that drives me to do these things and to build these things at the quality that I do, because I'm so passionate about it and I care about this so much that I just feel like if I continue to keep going and keep going and keep going, that like it's only going to get better, and it will be there. It will find its way. This eventually will catch on. People will understand and see the vision and support it, I feel like. And not just that in a social media aspect wise, like trying to make it big on YouTube or whatnot, but just to build something for myself so that I can have a business and make money and be, you know, obtain a level of financial freedom. If I ever get the chance to do that, or my channel ever becomes big enough to support this, or if I ever make a business big enough, just know that the genuine core at the base of that, it's gonna be from this, like genuinely a good place. All right, I'm done talking. I gotta clean and I gotta get fucking going. Let's go. So there you guys have it. We have Daryl with Supreme Automotive Detailing, man. This guy is the real one. He's coming out here at 11:30, almost midnight, detailing the car before we have to get this thing on the trailer at 4 a.m. If you guys have any detailing work that you guys need to get done in Southern California, this guy's out here, dude. Really fucking doing it at midnight. Daryl, do you usually respond to calls like this?
I try to, man. Depends too, you know. I try to help out all the guys, you know, especially when they're gonna go to shows and stuff like that.
Right.
I try to just be there for them sometimes, you know.
Getting us in ready for the show. You guys definitely know how big of the journey it was for us to get to SEMA. It's been crazy. So to have him come out here and detail the car is absolutely a lifesaver, to say the least. Dude, Thank you
Diego.
so much for coming out here. Do you mind linking up the people where they can find your stuff and like the services that you guys offer?
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're Supreme Auto Detailing 09. That's basically where you can reach me. I work from Monday to Saturday, or whenever everybody calls me. You know, I try to make time for everybody. But we do from maintenance details to ceramic coatings, polishings, interior detailing, steam cleaning. We do it all, you know. So whatever you guys need, let me know, man. I'll pull up.
Right. Hit this man up. It is fucking 1:30 in the morning. This man's out here. This man's out here working, putting in the work, dude. Thank you so much for coming by.
Hey, bro, appreciate it.
Show this man some love. And you know, if you need somebody who works hard, this guy's about it. For real.
We try.
Right. You guys probably can't even see this, but Mr. Quick Nick, jack of all trades.
Good morning,
Stance
good
man,
morning.
parts man, toe
Toe man.
everything. It's 4 in the morning and here we are, ready to take this thing to SEMA. This is my first time going, period. Like, even as an attendee.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Bro, I'm excited. I'm super fucking excited. Now it's time to wake everybody up. I'm a terrible YouTube guy. I did not film myself putting this in the trailer. So, here she is. We made it. This is my first time putting a car in a trailer, period, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
I've never trailered a car anywhere. Pretty sick. So all the people here are excited about this thing being in the trailer.
Yeah.
And bringing the Porsche to SEMA, but the real people here are concerned about what's parked right there.
Oh, the jet? I saw it as I pulled up. Like, I missed that thing. She's been neglected a little bit.
Yeah, I broke those